Welcome into the Soccer Scoop podcast, joined alongside the delightful and brilliant mind of the one and only Dylan Gertzley. I'm Kevin Brown. Thanks for stumbling upon this one and only Soccer Scoop podcast. I know there's no other soccer podcast on iTunes, so thanks for listening to the one and only. Presented by Walter Sports. We love bringing you the content, and let's get right to the show because we got a lot to talk about. Liverpool and Real Madrid played in the Champions League final. We got a lot of takes on that. Tom and Adam are back to give their takes and whatnot. So let's go. So, Dylan, before we hear from the Real Madrid fan of Adam Mizrahi and the Liverpool fan, your fellow Liverpool Red, Tom Hindle, let's get your initial reactions from the one and only Dylan Gertzley. You'll never walk alone supporter. Unfortunately, on the losing side.
Yeah, so initially, which isn't now, we are a little removed, so I will give you my honest initial reactions. Karius, get out of my club, bro. Gini Wijnaldum for the red shirt.
Interesting.
Really disappointed about Mo.
Yeah.
Tactically, I think Klopp should have switched Mane back to Nacho's side once that substitution was made. And then just a lot of anger and disappointment, as is usual at first reaction for me. And then I kind of talked to my brother, and he was like, so Karius, like, let's be real about Karius for a second. Karius had a really great first half, and then he honestly this season has come on leaps and bounds in the second half.
Oh yeah.
And for Karius to make two errors like that, which the first one isn't an error to me, like that is the worst thing you could ever do. Like, what are you thinking? There's no excuse for that. But
that's stuff that only happens in FIFA.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the game. I don't know how that worked, but anyway, like, come on, bro. But after thinking about it and after complaining about Wijnaldum, I just think Wijnaldum's too slow on the ball. I'm gonna have to text Tom about that, because why is he so slow to make decisions? And
he always gets it. It always seems like he gets it like jumbled under his feet.
Yeah, right. Like, he always gets it stuck, and he's always playing like, oh, let me fix the situation, and then play the ball too late. That was the ball to play. And it's funny. Talking to Ryan. Ryan looked me in the eye last night and said, "Dude, every time Gini Wijnaldum got the ball, I breathed a sigh of relief. I knew Madrid had a solid chance to win the ball back." And I was like, "Yeah, like that's what I'm talking about. That feeling when someone gets on the ball, I've talked about before. I don't think I've ever seen a player replicate the feeling I had as a fan when Luis Suarez got on the ball in 2013, 2014. Like, not even Mo Salah this year. It was completely different with Mo. I don't know why, but with Mo, I was like, I can't wait for him to do it again. Or I want to see if he can do it again. With Suarez, I was like, oh, here we go. With Mo, it was more. I guess I was more doubtful. But anyway, so then moving on to kind of my secondary reactions. Liverpool had a great season, and they had a better season than most clubs in Europe, almost all of them. So we were in the Champions League final. We're going to the Champions League next year, and that's all that matters. We were never going to win the Premier League this year. We just weren't. So all I care about is being in the Champions League, and we are. And then, oh yeah, bonus, we were in the final, and nobody else was except Madrid. Sucks Madrid won. They definitely had a lot more luck than Liverpool, and I know that's. I'm actually really happy you agree with that, because I know some people are like, it's not about luck. Watch that game again. That was like the strangest final I've ever seen.
Yeah, so many errant passes. It's hard to refute that. Mm-hmm.
What did you think? Like, there was like a lot of sloppy play.
Yeah, so it was kind of odd to see in a final. So I watched it on tape delay, because I was watching the men's lacrosse semifinals. Shout out Alex. And yeah, I completely agree. Like, I just couldn't believe seeing some of these players in the Champions League final, like Jordan Henderson getting on the ball, James Milner being a workhorse in the final with an integral part on the team.
Yeah.
Just like I never thought I would see the day where James Milner was one of the best players on the pitch.
Did you think he was?
Him and Andy Robertson, who I also was very surprised with.
I was.
Yeah.
Dude. Me and Tom have been telling you, Robertson's a player, dude.
Yeah, he's definitely on my radar.
Yeah, like he's hilarious to look at because he doesn't look athletic, but somehow he is so fast.
He gallops, and then he just had that great last ditch effort against Ronaldo, which was he had some peach of a crosses.
Which by the way, after that final, I concluded there is no midfielder in the world better than Luka Modric at the moment. There's none.
See, I always feel like that sometimes whenever I see him in big games, but then he just disappears. Not in big game, like every other big game, but like sometimes against Barcelona he disappears, and like jury's still out for me on Modric. It's weird. I have a little love-hate relationship with how good he is.
Interesting point. You would definitely know more from the Spanish side of things, La Liga side of things. But he just completely dominated Liverpool's midfield, and Barcelona has, for the last 10 years, perhaps the best midfield that's ever walked. So, like,
and it was cool to see. I think Cruz let him go forward a little more. What do you think? Like, I think Cruz was more of that stable.
I thought Cruz had an odd game as well.
Right. Like, I think
Ronaldo was non-existent.
Yeah, his age showed, I think. I really like what you said about Mane. So he should have been on the side with Nacho. Lallana has 2 feet on him. So I think he can fly on the other side.
Right. Easily. Nacho has Lallana has 2 feet, and he also has just like a great brain. Like, I don't know if you've ever watched Lallana off the ball. The dude just like sniffs out pockets of space. Like, he's just good at it.
Yeah.
But that is a different skill set than Mohamed Salah, who
sheer speed.
He could find the space, sure, but it doesn't really matter where he is because all you have to do is hit it into space, and he's probably going to get there before everyone else.
So one of Firmino's first touches, he takes it, turns, and then launches it. It's on the ground, but it goes past Varane, and thankfully for Madrid, it was just a little too long because Navas got it. But if not, Mane would have scored the opener easily. Well, maybe not easily because he's not the best finisher, as we know on this podcast.
Yeah. But I will say that I've never seen Mane like take the game by the scruff of the neck. I've never seen him do that this season. Since Mohamed Salah's been the boy, I feel like Mane has like not looked that lively and into the game.
It's fair.
That second half, he came ready to play, man. He was working hard.
You can see it in his eyes. He was pretty intense.
Yeah, exactly.
He was like TJ McConnell, 76ers playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. It was insane.
But so I want to get your take on this. We've been talking about it a lot. Sergio Ramos injures Mohamed Salah. A lot of people burst out on Twitter, social media. Oh, he's a dirty player. Maybe he has this other dirty play in the game. I'll let you touch on that. But what's your feelings on this?
Honestly, I don't see how he could have done this on purpose. It is a weird thing that his arm is kind of hooked around Salah's, but to me, it's not. It's a physical play, man. It's a physical play, and it's a Champions League final. It's a physical challenge. I don't think there was any malicious intent. Was he trying to put a hit in on Salah? Oh, I can guarantee you that. Was he trying to let Salah know that he's not going to mess around? You come into the center of the pitch, I'm going to be here. Yeah, that's what he was doing. Did he mean to dislocate the dude's shoulder and possibly end his season at the best moment of his career? No, I just don't. I can't buy into that. I understand the doubts. I understand the reputation Sergio Ramos has. I refuse to believe that.
And props to you as a Liverpool fan to say that.
Yeah, well, I think I've played the game at such a low level, and I was so bad at it that somehow I can still identify with the pace of play and the decision making. Things like that don't happen that quickly. They can't. Like bodies come together
Yeah.
in
Like you
such
don't have
and
time to think about it.
you don't have
That's
time
what
to
you're
be
trying
like,
to
oh, let me hook my arm around this little Egyptian man and throw him to the pit, throw him to the ground, and hopefully hurt his shoulder or give him some type of injury. Nah, you don't. It's like I said, he went on that play to let Salah know, to let Liverpool know, I'm a physical player and I'm going to be here all game. Yeah, dude,
So
that's part of the game.
so did you see Salah? Did Salah say something after the game?
I haven't seen. I haven't. Obviously, that Liverpool lost. I avoided the internet
Right.
until
I'm just
today.
making because I don't want to say that. 'Cause it looked like a fake quote. It looked like because I just saw something on Facebook, and
Okay.
Facebook's not the most reliable place. But I'll say it, and I'll let you judge if it's real or not.
Okay.
And we can look this up real live time if you want. But basically, what he said was, from what I gather on Facebook, is that's not a natural play in the game of soccer. And if stuff happens like that, and that's how Madrid wins titles, there's no chance I'm going there. And it was worded differently, but like
Yeah.
that's
So definitely
basically the
worded
gist of it.
differently, and the wording is key. Um, yeah, I mean Europeans just word things weird in English, if we're being honest.
They do.
Um, he's not even European; he's Egyptian. But anyway,
So just off the content of it, do you
off
think
the
it?
content, I don't know. Like I said, I just can't see how people think that like is all at all possible, and I know we're never ever gonna know.
It's
But
kind of like, so it reminds me of when Kelly Olynyk dislocated Kevin Love's shoulder.
Mhm.
And on first glance, I really didn't think he meant to do that. But as I kept watching it, I was like, you know what? Why would you ever grab that guy's whole arm? I mean, granted, it's kind of different with a grown ass man like Kevin Love, but like even with like a very like a guy that's smaller than you, like Salah, you gotta be like, I don't know why you would bring him to the ground with you. Like, I get you're trying to bring your physical presence or whatnot, but
right, well, I think that's it right there. Like you saw me when I would play, and I would have a hot head, and I would want to prove my lack of physicality. I would want to prove to people
uh,
how bony I was. You
oh
just fly
yeah.
you fly into things. It is what it is, man.
So Ramos also flew into things, including Loris Karius.
Well, hold on. I want to say that about the second part of the quote.
Yeah,
I just think that's weird that he would say I would never go to Madrid now. Because that's almost like him implying
that's
that
what made it sound fake. Yeah,
yeah, that's almost like him implying that he was ready to be out the door
hmm
when bigger clubs came calling, which is disappointing to hear because I don't know, man. Like, what do you think about this? Every single good attacker in the world right now is a winger, right?
most of them, I would say.
So it's like, why do you want to leave to go to another team that already has wingers?
Yeah,
Why
I
not?
never understand this.
Why not stay and make history with Liverpool? If you make history with Liverpool, first of all, you're a legend. Anfield will never ever forget you. Never. They won't. It's never going to happen.
And
And
so
I'm
there
not
was a
saying that those other clubs will forget you, but I'm just saying like you have a chance to like make history over here and make it meaningful. At those other clubs, like I just don't feel the connection there. Like I don't understand the desire to go to those clubs. I get that it's almost like a guaranteed Champions League final, semifinal appearance year in, year out. But I don't know, man. I'm
and
just so excited about this project. It just like frustrates me when players don't see the beauty of it. You know what I mean?
and maybe it's our upbringing too. So the American owner of Liverpool,
Hmm.
John Henry, I think his
Hmm.
name is,
Yes.
he comes out and says the Associated Press. I don't really understand at all why Luis Suarez and Felipe Coutinho
Right. I
left
saw this.
for
Yeah.
Barcelona for to play 30 meaningless games and wait for Champions League. They could be playing for history here at Liverpool and could be, but they're waiting on the sideline but they're on their couches watching us play in the final.
Yeah.
But I thought that was pretty strong too. I was like, I mean, I think Americans think that more too, of we want to build it up kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean it's the American dream, right? But at the same time, there's cultural things here. South Americans are always going to want to play in Spain. They're always going to want to play in Barcelona, Madrid. That's just
Yeah,
facts.
exactly.
That's something I came to terms with when Suarez left. Uh, you can't change culture. You can't. It's you can't change it. So I don't know. I don't as far as like the point he's trying to convey, totally agree. I don't understand why somebody would turn down to play for the chance to create meaningful history, right? Because when we played, like not so much with middle school, but in high school especially, my coach was the first ever like team at my school. Like, and then he came back and he made the team. He started coaching the team and everything. And it's just like I felt the history. You could feel it day in, day
Yeah,
out. You know, like dudes would come to practice that were like 4 or 5 years removed from graduation. And it's like that it meant something tugging on that jersey. You know what I mean? Like we felt it. We could feel the history. We could feel the community. And you know, we did what we did. We did not well, but you know, I was a part of it. I was a part of something. And even though we didn't win anything, even though I wasn't there when they went to the final, it meant something, you know. And I don't understand why anyone would turn down the chance to play for something that means something.
yeah. I mean, I agree. But something I do want to get your take on quickly before we go to Tom and Adam is the little elbow to Karras's head.
Yeah, so I
Ramos.
rewatched the clip. It's I don't know. Again, I hate. I think Sergio Ramos. Not I hate. I think Sergio Ramos did a lot of weird things that game, and I definitely don't enjoy playing against Sergio Ramos. But I think for me, the jury's still out on this one. I'm gonna have to keep watching it. I don't understand why these replays are so bad, bro. I feel like every time something questionable happens in soccer, we get a shitty replay. We don't. This doesn't happen in basketball. This doesn't happen in football. Why are
So,
these replays so
yeah,
bad? And then also, why are the end line officials so bad? I have never once in all my Champions League watching, never once seen an end line official make a call. Never.
I don't even think they have flags or anything.
Well, no, but they have earpiece. Like, can't they say something?
Like,
What are they there for?
I've seen it once
I
happen.
feel like I've seen it once. I feel like it was for a penalty.
Controversy with a penalty, yeah. And
with I feel like it was Barcelona.
Yeah, it was a big match. I think.
But
maybe was it the Juventus Real Madrid one that
Buffon it's possible. It's possible, but
something like that. Something like that.
Yeah, the ref has no heart. Buffon says.
So let's go and see what Liverpool fan of Tom and Real Madrid fan of Adam had to say. The all new, it's returning Tom and Adam segment right here. So thank you, Tom and Adam, for that. And you left off on a pretty good note. Dylan, in case you didn't hear, they said Liverpool is in a great position for the future, which you alluded to in the beginning of the podcast, and Real Madrid, with Gareth Bale speaking out after the game and Cristiano Ronaldo. But I also saw something today come out about that. But some definite happenings in the summer.
I really want to talk about that. Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
What do you want to talk? Should I talk about Liverpool first or Cristiano and Gareth?
So I would talk about Real Madrid first.
All right, let's do it. You just want me to fire here?
So I'll start. Okay. Gareth Bale is a top level talent.
Yeah, let's not get it twisted, man.
Like, yeah, it's not too hard to see. One of his first like plays down the right wing here. He freaking gets it on his left foot. Or maybe not maybe it's towards the end of the game actually.
Are you talking about the one where he literally just like picked it up and zigzagged across the field and then was all of a sudden threw on goal until somebody stopped him? He like just breezed past Henderson.
That was also very impressive. I'm talking about when he stayed on the right wing and outside of the boot curled it right in Benzema's
Oh my god!
Volleyed it right into a great save by Karius.
Yeah.
Just that sort of quality needs to be playing in it. week in and week out.
Right,
You
and
know,
Isco was nothing in that game. I mean, he hit the crossbar,
and it's
but
that's very sad to see because Isco is one of my favorite players.
yeah, which
As in,
I think actually I didn't know this watching the game. They said Isco hasn't scored all year, or he only had like one goal all year.
yeah, he's not a goal scorer, so he
No,
used
but
to be
remember
playing.
last year he would like come up in the not in stoppage time, but in the dying embers of the game and pick up points for Madrid.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's just weird, just to attack. Like I get it, Real Madrid have a loaded midfield. That's why they loan James out. So Isco can't really play in there, so he has to play in the left wing. It puts Ronaldo in a sticky situation in the right wing. Like, and then I don't know why Benzema is still starting. Put Ronaldo in the center, Bale on the right. Those are two must. And then if you need to go get someone for the left wing in the summer, or keep Isco out there, I'm fine with that. That what should be the lineup. I can manage Real Madrid.
Yeah, I think that's a sentiment a lot of people share. But no, so yeah, I see what you're saying. I think Isco is actually similar to Coutinho in that way. He's and maybe Lallana.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
they
yeah.
can play on the wing. They aren't wingers though.
Less so. Yeah.
No. In
No,
the
no, no.
sense,
Good. Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. I agree.
Um,
So, and what do you think about Ronaldo? So I heard this other headline pop onto my phone.
mhm.
Read it up, and then Ronaldo saying, "I'm here to stay." Basically,
I didn't see
I'm
that. I heard him.
I'm
I
ready.
heard him.
I'm ready to win titles. I said something at the wrong time, but you'll hear my final decision in a couple days. But I love winning titles here or something.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd say
So
I'm here today.
I think it's just best for people to read it. I don't because to me it was like it wasn't I'm leaving. It was my time at Madrid is complete and it's time for me to consider my future because as we all know, Florentino Perez is a jackass and I don't think any player in the world would ever get along with him. Uh, do I think Ronaldo is a little baby, little crybaby? Do I hate Ronaldo and not understand the appeal of him as a superstar? Those are all true. But I can like actually can I say that right now? I don't care if this gets cut out of the show or whatever. What is the appeal of Ronaldo as a superstar? He's cocky, he's a douchebag. All he cares about is himself. Like he scores just to take his shirt off. He puts himself in sweaty positions
Damn
to
right.
get
That's what
and
it is.
score. Like that's not that to me isn't like, oh my God, what a player. A player to me is Lionel Messi, Mohamed Salah, dudes who have insane balance and will never fall over no matter how many challenges they take. And oh yeah, guess what? They scored 40 goals. They passed the ball a lot too. Mo had like 15 assists this year. You know, like how many assists did Messi have? He's got an insane amount of assists, and it's so much more than Ronaldo's assists um over the time period they've been in Spain. I don't understand the appeal of a self-centered, arrogant, beauty queen princess jackass named Ronaldo. Like I don't understand. Fake
So the
tan,
appeal.
dyed hair. I don't get it, man. Like what are we obsessed with this dude for? Like really? Like yeah, he's a hard worker. He's a talented athlete and it was the work he put in starting at Sporting. It's his drive and motivation every day to go out on the training pitch and get better. Respect. The way you carry yourself, dude, the amount of endorsements you get just because you want to make is and that's fine. I don't care. You can make as much money as you want. All power to you. It just doesn't gel with me. Like I don't get excited about being a fan of Ronaldo. That's the point I guess I'm making. What is fun about being a fan of his?
And I think it's a lot easier to root for the humble guys like Messi and
Right,
Salah.
but Ibrahimovic, right? Like Ibrahimovic is not humble, but his character is at least enjoyable.
Right. But so you're saying Ronaldo is character because Zlatan seems more. I don't want to say disingenuous, but it seems like more of a show.
Yeah, it's just
Obviously, like a character.
it's a
But
show.
Ronaldo, it's like that's actually who he is. He has like an ego,
Yeah,
and I think that's like it's only the troll people that are like front running, loving teams like Ryan that love those kind of players. You know. like Ronaldo and
like
Tom
Stephen
Brady,
Kong.
and I'm surprised he doesn't love. Shout out Dylan's exchange student from all those years ago. So, but yeah, we kind of got off track here. I do want to go back to Liverpool's future.
Let's
So
talk
they're
about
in
it.
a pretty good spot here.
Wait. Too soon. Too soon. If Ronaldo were to leave, where do you think he would go?
So
I've thought of two. I have two potential things.
I've heard so many answers now, and obviously I want MLS, but I actually am not sure how they feel about that.
Nah, dude, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
I don't understand the appeal of
what?
Ronaldo as a superstar. If he came to Philly, I'd go to Philly. Like not if he came to. I'm saying it just if he came to play, whether he was on the home team or the away team, I would be.
Exactly,
you would find Manchester.
Right, me too. So two spots you think, because I don't really know.
Okay, so I've read conflicting opinions on this. Initially, at first look, I don't understand why no other super team in the world needs Ronaldo right now. However, Manchester United, a sleeping giant, if you will, I think could totally use him. And I've read some that say, oh, like that doesn't make any sense. United has a lot of young attackers they need to develop. There's no reason to lessen their game time for a bloated paycheck superstar, a bloated paycheck and an aging superstar like Ronaldo. I don't know, man. I think Ronaldo is still so good, even though he's 33, 34. I think he changes the game for United in the Premier League. Like I just think he does. I don't understand why people wouldn't think that. Guys, he had like 44 goals this year, right? Like that's no joke. That's no joke. That's called difference. That's called better. That's called product. And the other situation I see, which we could talk about the finances if you'd like, because the finances of this move are impossible. Who wants to pay Ronaldo? Nobody. Who wants to pay a transfer fee and then pay Ronaldo? Double nobody.
Because that's another thing. He was like, one of the reasons I saw that he might be leaving is because the contract dispute he had in November. He wanted a pay rise. He's already paid millions every week.
Madrid pays taxes. I don't know if you knew that. Anyway,
I mean, most teams do.
No. I'm saying like Madrid said, "Here's your contract," but no, I wouldn't say most teams do. Most teams pay you, and then you pay your taxes. Madrid pays Ronaldo, and then it says whatever you get taxed, we'll also pay. So it's like you get the full money out of the contract.
Oh, I didn't understand that. So yeah, that's big.
Yeah, but the second scenario, sorry for being so long-winded about this. A straight swap, not a straight swap. It doesn't have to be a straight swap. Possibly cash involved. Ronaldo for Neymar.
I like it.
No, I don't. It's not. I like it. I think it's the only really feasible option in the entire market. Like really.
That's what. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think it's like the most possible.
Yeah.
Because who's Man United going to give up? Alexis isn't worth dog shit anymore.
Well, yeah, I don't think they have any like make weights in that deal. Any make weights
Martial,
maybe Pogba.
Yeah, Pogba would need to go, and then you don't have a great midfield.
You know what I'm sick and tired of hearing about Pogba?
What?
United need to spend on a midfielder to complement Pogba, bro. You spent 100 million pounds on him. The hell you mean you need another midfielder to make him worth something?
Yeah, I mean they just need a defensive midfielder.
Yeah, but I agree that Carrick retired. They haven't had a proper like Matic was supposed to be that, was he not?
Yeah, and he wasn't as good as the Chelsea winning season.
Well, we find that often with Chelsea players. They show up for a season and then the next they do not.
Hell yeah, we do. So let's go to Liverpool because I also want to talk about them.
So
I hate to say it, but your future looks damn bright. And like fucking Tom Hendel said, players want to play for Klopp. He's one of those charismatic managers that players are drawn to. All right, players want to come there just for the hugs. All right.
Yeah. Well, I actually want to stop you there because I do not agree with that. I saw a very wonderful quote from David Wagner today, the manager at Huddersfield. Shout out United
Yeah,
States
great,
national team.
great
Um,
friends, great friends.
great friends. Wagner said, "Listen, Klopp's a great guy. He's enthusiastic. He's charismatic. He gets everyone going. Guess what? You can't make 2 Champions League finals with 2 different teams and tell me that he's not a technical manager. He obviously knows his stuff. He's obviously a tactical mind, and I think beyond being a really good man manager and having good relationships with players, I think players respect that there's a lot of tactics in his mind, and he's thinking
Oh
deeply
yeah,
about the game. And I don't think people give Klopp enough credit for that, because
he
all
really
they
does
see
because
all they see
Dortmund and
is
Liverpool aren't like Liverpool's really good and they have a front three that's one of the world's best. But
right, but you wouldn't have
them
said
are,
that at the start of the season. Like it took
exactly.
this season for you to say that. Like it took a season or two for everyone to be like, oh shit, like Dortmund are one of the most exciting, best teams in Europe. They're
I would say
I would
so.
say both teams were punching well above their weight.
Right. And I would say so. There's a couple managers who, no matter what players they have in the squad, play a certain style. Jose Mourinho plays well, less so this season. He's becoming less of a pragmatic, more of a play. Like I'll do whatever it takes to win because he's an idiot. So it really comes down to 2: Pep, who plays possession, and Klopp, who with the high press. Right?
Yeah, Pep plays a high press too.
Yeah, he does, but it's different. More so, it's
a different
more
brand.
once
Right.
it's more when we lose it, we gotta get it back. So everyone go attack the ball.
Right.
Klopp's like, don't let them possess it. Let's high press them
Yeah, let's high
and
press them and like punish
make
them for their
mistakes.
mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I think those having like a kind of philosophy like that is very cool. And managers who are very flimsy or not attractive to play for, a la Arsene Wenger, which we'll get to because we haven't talked about Arsenal's managerial hiring. So I want to get to that. But Liverpool's future looks bright. I want to hear from you, although I think you'll have more of your mind made up in the coming weeks. What does this team need to do to take that next step? What players do they need to get this summer to take the next step up, get that Premier League title, and then Champions League?
So I hate to be the guy that says they need to go to the market, but I think especially the end of the season has shown. Yeah, I mean, I just it's like it's I don't know. We don't have to talk about this. I think I think it became clear the last 8 weeks of the season. We need some more bodies in center midfield, and then we need maybe another winger, too. And I wouldn't mind a top class center back. Lovren, much like Karius, has been much improved next to Virgil van Dijk, but that's not enough for me. It's not enough to be like, oh, he got better. No, I want a bona fide player back there. Toby Alderweireld seems to be on his way out at Tottenham. I wouldn't mind sticking our name in for him. Other than that, I'm very disappointed that Stefan de Vrij did not. I'm 100% saying that name wrong, but I don't really care. Because Dutch people.
Yeah, I know you know.
Yeah. Did he sign with Roma?
On
a free from Lazio. And all right, well, I'll keep going. The heavy links to Nabil Fekir of Lyon. Fekir's a talent, and he's to me he's just a Liverpool player. Like he's in that mold of kind of like free flowing attacker midfielder that excuse me, that we'd love to get, and I'm excited about that. I kind of think that one's a done deal, to be honest. And then outside of that, like I don't know, I can't name any. Oh yeah, we're bringing in Keita, already, which I think a lot of people have forgotten about in the second half of the season.
Tom hasn't. He loves Keita.
yeah, and neither has my brother. But I feel like
a lot of non-Liverpool fans, right.
Yeah. Not even that. Like Liverpool fans, I've seen a lot of stuff, and people are like, we need more bodies in center midfield. And I just said it too at the beginning.
That's what you're starting with.
Totally forgot that we have this dude coming in already. So that's
That's the
great.
best thing about player contracts, especially when you like reload your season for FIFA.
Oh
You
yeah,
see all the players you got
yeah.
pre-contract
The
arrival.
player
Like, hell
environment.
yeah, let's go! Totally forgot about you.
Yeah, I
Um,
know.
so yeah, couldn't agree
But
more. I think those players would do well. I'm not a big fan of Fakir or Fakir or whatever you
why not?
pronounce it. Just because it's like a league. I think he's like a Memphis to buy kind of dropout who would not do well in the Premier League.
So totally disagree with you. I don't know if you've seen him play. The dude can play, dude. And outside of that, we just talked about Klopp. Will Fakir be an immediate success? Is he a guaranteed success? No, I wouldn't say so. But I think he checks all the boxes, and together with Klopp, I think they can make something happen. Nobody said
I think
Sadio
Klopp
Mane was
is
going to
more.
be any good, dude.
That's what my point is. So I think Klopp is better with the players who people don't really give a chance, and people who really hype up. I think Klopp is like, like maybe you're not as good. Like Lovren, we saw Klein not be as that good. Those kind of players.
I don't agree about Klein at all, but Klein hasn't played because he's been injured. But um,
Trent has been amazing though.
yeah, but Klein only returned to full fitness a couple months ago, maybe.
Yeah. I'm kind of stretching that point, but
Yeah, but well, I for Fakir, I feel like fans are now excited and are buying into him early because of the success of Salah, Firmino, and I know Firmino wasn't a Klopp purchase, and Mane, because everyone has seen how those guys that were like clearly talented could clearly do something in the game. They've clearly taken it up another level
yeah,
entirely.
it's kind of fucking annoying you getting all these talented players. I'll be honest.
Yeah, like no, like
So
actually thinking about it, Liverpool are talented as hell, and
yeah,
like people better
like
be scared.
any speedy youngster on the wings. There's like Liverpool's a team I want to play for.
Yeah.
They're not looking at Arsenal because they just got a hired manager by the name of Unai Emery. Dylan. Now I want to talk about this to sign off.
Thoughts on his haircut?
I kind of like his hair. He's kind
Oh,
of a
come
slick.
on.
He's a slick guy.
It's called
I don't
it's
mind
called
that
slick
part.
because he's greasy.
A little greasy Emery.
Yeah.
Sounds like a little drunk pizza place. Drunk.
Yeah.
Drunk. So where do I begin? We'll start with this. Unai Emery failed at PSG. All he won was Europa Leagues at Sevilla. He worked his
Which
tail
hold
off to
on.
get there with relegation sides in
Okay.
La Liga. So I'm kind of flip flopping here, but my main point is he's not the man to take Arsenal forward because he's the guy that's going to take Arsenal to fifth place into the Europa League, do well, get into the final, and probably lose. You know, like I
So,
don't trust
so
him. He's not fluent in English. Neither was Wenger when he came over. But I wanted to hire, Adam Dreyfus, what the sports shout out, was really hyping me up on getting a no-name guy like Wenger was 20 years ago. I just don't like getting a high-profile guy who really wasn't that good in Unai Emery. Like, I don't even know what he's all about, Like, he doesn't even have a style to him. He's just kind of like, oh, let's get freaking Mbappe now, and maybe then we'll win the league.
all right, so I have a lot of responses here. The Mbappe thing. I think it's unfair to draw conclusions about Emery based on his, or not entirely fair to draw conclusions on him based on his time with PSG. Let's make it clear, he made none of the decisions over there. He was a muppet, and that's exactly why they got him. Is that they needed a manager that was a yes man and just went along with their plan of just assembling talent, expensive talent. However, what I got from what you were saying was you respect him for the success he's had, but you're not really sure he's the guy for Arsenal. You don't think he's talented enough. You don't think he's distinct enough.
Right.
And I would say and I think I said this to you like a day or two after the news broke. It almost feels like they should have just kept Wenger because Unai
Yeah, it's like
Emery
you're
just
replacing Wenger with the younger Wenger. Exactly.
to me it's more like you're getting another manager in the door because you're still waiting for an elite
One to
manager to
pop up.
emerge in the market. Yeah. So it's like it's almost
That's
like
exactly what it is. He's a take care
he's
kind
a
of guy.
caretaker. Uh,
Caretaker. That's the way I was thinking.
yeah. And you know what? Maybe he's the guy to restore like some semblance of success, or mimic the success of the latter half of Wenger's success. In quotes, because I mean, as much as I talk about how I'm happy Liverpool are in the Champions League, like not that that's not success, but just like for me, all Unai would have to do would be like get consistent Champions League results over the two or three seasons, and then that would be enough, I would say, because that's all.
So I knew when you started talking, I'm like, you know what? Dylan's going to get me optimistic here. He's going to cheer me up at the end of the podcast. And I was right, but then you started taking dark turns down there, and I don't really like that last part. But what you said in the last to the middle kind of part was, hey, maybe he's kind of a guy Arsenal gets to set the supporters' expectations low, and he'll surpass those. Huh?
No,
That'll be fun.
For me, it's more like
fun.
he's he's been successful on shoestring budgets, and because Arsenal now have a shoestring budget,
they shouldn't anymore.
They do. Well, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
That. Come on.
No,
because they spend it all on Granit Xhaka.
Yeah, what are you talking about? What do you mean they Wenger dealt with that? They have Xhaka. They have a sale for Alexis Sanchez that didn't make them any money. They have they got Mkhitaryan, right? They got Mkhitaryan. They have Aubameyang.
With the straight cash, yeah.
Okay.
Aubameyang, I'm very excited for in his first full season.
Right, but he was very expensive. So was Lacazette. They were both 60 million.
I think they can work together. What do you think? Quickly,
yes, I think they can. I actually have one more question to ask you. You can cut it out later if you want, or if you're trying to go, you can go. But Arsenal, I'm saying Arsenal have spent pretty well over the past year or two, and it's time as a business to say, okay, that was our spending spree. Like now it's time to wait and see what results we get with that before we go back into the market. Like that's just how the business works, right? So it's not a shoestring budget as in Arsenal have no money. It's in we need return on investment before we invest again.
No, and I agree with that. I think so. Emery, that was one of his first quotes. Like, I don't want to get rid of anyone. I want to make sure people can elevate their game. We're going to try to improve everyone, which I kind of like. Let's see what he can do with these guys. See the development he can make on these kind of guys' futures. But I think Xhaka's time is up, and everyone else, you can stay.
You know what I thought was the dumbest thing I've ever heard? When Tom Hindle tried telling me that Granit Xhaka was better than anybody. Like, what, dude? You smoking crack over there, dude? Come on. Like, come on.
Yeah,
however,
I mean, that was silly.
My Kevin, I would like to talk to you about something rather fun at the end of the show here.
Yeah, baby, bring it on. What is it?
My way too early Premier League predictions.
Woo! Where are they?
So, City
win the league.
City, they win. They win. They don't win by 20 points like they did this year. They will win by 5 or 10. Liverpool will come in second. Tottenham, having just convinced Mauricio Pochettino to stay on and extend his contract for 5 years, will finish third. United will squeak into
another
fourth.
Meaningless third, mind you.
Yes, exactly. Another meaningless third place for another meaningless North London club. United,
another North London club.
Arsenal.
Where are they in the standings? Because maybe
I haven't gotten there, Kev.
They're way down.
United finished 4th. Arsenal 5th. Chelsea 6th. How's that? How's that
Europa
for
League.
top 6?
It's pretty fun just rooting for Europa League now. Because
Yeah, I love playing on
sixth
Thursdays.
place. Gotta love Thursdays are for the boys, right?
Yeah, exactly.
New motto for the Soccer Scoop podcast. Yeah, maybe throw Fulham in there. I would say I'm really high on Fulham right now. I love Fulham.
Let me ask you something about who you think is going to get relegated. Do you think? I think Huddersfield gets relegated. I think Brighton get relegated. I think Cardiff get relegated.
So I didn't. So who else is going up? Cardiff, Fulham, and who else?
Let me check. Wolves, Wolverhampton.
Oh yeah, that's cool. 2 straight promotions, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, so Wolves are actually
Ruben Neves is my boy. Yeah, I love Ruben Neves. Yeah, we'll talk about that on a whole other podcast though.
Awesome.
I want to wrap it up with, so I think Brighton, Crystal Palace, I've been saying for 5 straight years, they'll get relegated, and I think I want to say Newcastle, but I don't.
Dude, what? No, you're wrong about that.
I want to. I think they're stupid.
Rafa Benitez, he won't get relegated again.
Who's gonna, out of the remaining teams? I think it's got to be another. Who finished at the bottom? Southampton.
They're relegated. They left. They're gone.
Oh, did they?
No, I lied. They did not get relegated.
Yeah, it was West Brom, Stoke, and whatchamacallit.
Shit, how do I not know this? Are we dumb right now, dude?
We're pretty dumb.
Swansea.
Swansea, yeah.
Dude,
Swans.
I don't understand how Southampton were so bad, but finish the pod, please.
So if you made it this far with all this banter, we thank you. We love you. We would like to end this podcast on a great note. Dylan, thanks for some great takes. And all of you, thanks for tuning in to another Soccer Scoop episode. Hope you tune in next week. We will have all of the World Cup coverage, all of the previews ready for you, because, Dylan, I'm ready for that time of the year.
Yeah, dude. World Cup's awesome. I cannot wait. It's so cool that my country gets to play and represent our soccer interests.